Florida. It has been a very long time since I've chatted with you. I don't think I've posted a video since like December. Oh, I'm putting these back on, or even maybe Halloween. I'm not sure. It's been ages. I feel like I have a lot to catch you up on. But first, before I do, we are in Florida just for a week, kind of escaping the winter a little bit, the Wisconsin winter. It's not that bad, to be honest with you, but my parents are down here for like a month and a half, so we had a free place to stay, and it's beautiful. But we are going to have such a great trip, not just because it's super relaxing and it's sunny, and oh my god, I was so vitamin D deficient, but we are getting on a boat tomorrow. So we are going to Sanibel Island, which is famous for its shelling, like beautiful seashells, just the most stunning. So we're going to go out there tomorrow. We're getting on a boat, just enjoying the seafood. Oh my gosh, the sun. I was so vitamin D deficient living in Wisconsin winter. Wow. So it's nice to be here. I am going to go read. I have my Kindle. This is something I've invested in since I've been back, especially in winter, and I'm obsessed with it. I mean, I've had an e-reader before, but now I've got my library card and I've just been reading like crazy. So I'm going to go for now. I will see you tomorrow, or maybe even for dinner, and we're going to show you everything Fort Myers has to offer. So we are taking a boat out right now, and we're going to Sanibel Island, which I mentioned yesterday. It's really good for shelling. So we're on the boat at the moment. It's just a rental for the day at the local marina, and we're going to Sanibel Island, get out there, get in the water. It's beautiful. We're in the mangroves right now. Let me show you.
Yes, sweetie.
Say hello.
Hi, are you on camera?
Videotape.
Oh my god, is that live?
It's not live. I mean, it's a camera.
Oh, okay. You're not like streaming this live in the world, right?
I'm not streaming it live.
Nobody saw us silently floating out at some hotel in rural Wyoming. Nobody saw us secretly hoping we would have disappeared. But one day, moon sing, I will think of that distant prairie eyes, skipping western skies, then running off alone again. Nobody sees me here in this concrete, washing my dishes, hanging my laundry. Nobody needs me as much as I need them. Constantly leaving, constantly leaving. You one day losing. I will think of that distant prairie eyes, skipping western skies.
We've made it. It's really interesting. It's like beautiful. We've seen dolphins. I guess just the way the tide patterns are, they get a lot of shells here. So we're gonna go look for some shells. But it's a really funny like place. It's super beautiful. No tall buildings are allowed. To be honest, I thought it wasn't going to be inhabited at all. Like I didn't think buildings were gonna be here, but there definitely is. What's funny is like the boats just park on the beach, which I'm surprised about. I've never personally seen that before. Like our boat, you just pulled right up on the beach and stepped off. I didn't think that was allowed in most places because it like destroys the shoreline, but it's allowed here. And there's like a wildlife protection area behind me, beautiful turquoise water. We're gonna go see if we can find some shells. That's our boat day. It's been crazy foggy. Let me show you if you can see. Yeah, I don't know if you can see behind me, but the visibility on the way out was really bad, to the point it was actually quite scary coming out here because I didn't know. I was like, had my head on a swivel to see if other boats were coming. So I'm gonna go see if we can find some shells, and that is our big boat day, really.
Shell season or the
What is it?
It's some sort of like.
It's my mom. Hi guys. Hi mom. We're not finding many shells. No. Not lucky today. So we're at Manatee Park. We are by the water. There's some walking trails and like educational boards, whatever you call them. So I guess what's unique about here is we are kind of near, back there's a highway, which is a little bit loud, but there's like an electrical plant, and it's near enough the electrical plant, like the creek is, that the water is warmer here. So during the winter, the manatees come here because they can freeze. And actually a lot of manatees have died this winter, 30 in Fort Myers alone, because of how cold Florida has been. So it's a bit sad. Obviously, manatees are not a bit sad, it's very sad. Manatees are endangered, but here, you come here, the waters are a bit warmer. better chance of seeing manatees. However, I will say it's pretty gray today. The water, not great visibility. There's been rain, so it's been stirred up a little bit. I'm not counting on seeing any today, if I'm being honest. There was a sign that said how many manatees were spotted. If you go out on a kayak away, I guess, in clearer waters, they saw 75, but on the walking trails, which is all we're doing, only 5. So the visibility is not amazing. I'm not 100% sure it's gonna happen, but I'm hoping. All right, let's go see what we can find. I feel like I have so much to catch all of you up on. We've been back in the US and Wisconsin for like, gosh, I don't know, 8 months now. I mean, since just about June. It's been ages, and most of it has just been getting settled. So it hasn't been that interesting, which is why I haven't really posted. But I feel like you can hear my Wisconsin accent has come back strong. My Wisconsin accent is back strong. We're just getting settled. Ben is working. I am unfortunately still looking for a job, hence why I'm able to go to Florida on the drop of a hat. But the job market is not great here. Yeah, the job market's not amazing. I'm not going to get into why. You can probably guess why. Job market's not great. I will get a job eventually, though. I know it'll come. So I've just been going to like networking events, trying to meet people and put myself out there, and also upskill a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, taking advantage of the time while I can. But all the difficulties aside, one thing I've like truly missed is the nature here in the US. And don't get it twisted, that's not me disparaging the nature in Australia. Y'all know that Australia has fantastic nature. I traveled a ton when I was living in that country. It's beautiful, but it's like, how do I explain? It's my trees. Again, does that make sense? You know, I love the Wisconsin nature, the North Woods and everything. I have some really great North Woods videos if that interests you at all. But it's just been nice. It's just nice to be back. I've missed my family so much. So I'm trying not to focus too much on the difficulties, aka the job market. It's so bad, or how expensive everything is. Since I was last year, oh my gosh, prices have raised like on everything. It's crazy. But I am just really enjoying being back with my family and being somewhere I know so deeply, if that makes sense. One day I'm going to make a video. I've made a video in the past about how I immigrated to Australia. One day I'm going to make a video about how Ben, my husband, he's Australian, has immigrated here, and then maybe as well about the differences. I try not to make a video too much about talking about the differences between life in Australia and life in the US. I know that's what the people want. I know people want to hear it, but I really don't like making those videos, because when I say that some things are better in the US or some things are better in Australia, or vice versa, or worse in the US, worse in Australia, everyone gets upset. Okay, nobody wins. It's just that some things are better in one area and some things are better in the other, but people don't have that like nuance when they watch those videos. They just get like rage baited a little bit, you know what I mean? People just want to be angry on the internet, so I don't enjoy making those videos. It's not fun for me, but I will one day, maybe.
Wonder if I changed my number. Would you wanna know? It's the coldest kind of comfort that we could talk, but we don't. We spend summer swimming in a sunset haze. Technicolor, crazy how fast it fades. Can't call you up when it's late at night. Can't call it love, but at least we tried. Can't call you a friend when I'm in my head on a downhill dive. Can't call you cruel for changing your mind. I still can't call it a waste of time. I don't know what to call you if I can't call you mine.
What do you love most about Ben and Katie and about us being here?
I've got one word.
All right, I'll let Mom go first.
Everything.
Everything.
That is the lamest damn answer.
No, it's the truth. Everything makes me happy.
That's a lame answer.
No, it's the best answer. And it's the correct
No, it's
one.
so much fun to have you guys here.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. That's why we want to share it. That's why we do this. I told you we love it down here, and it's really
Very close. Good morning. It is, I think, like Tuesday in Fort Myers, Florida. Ben is going home today. I am all sun safe because I'm going on a long walk on the entire island that we're on, which is Estero Island. I just want to catch you up a little bit what we've been doing. One thing we haven't done this trip, but we almost did, and I want to tell you about it because if you're ever in this part of the world, it's something to consider. We're going to do it next year when we've planned better. There's 2 easy-ish day trips from Fort Myers that you can go to. One is to the Everglades, because Everglades National Park is just south of us, or north of us, I believe. There's actually a couple national parks in Florida, Biscayne, Dry Tortugas. I think that's it, but don't quote me on that. However, those are all on the east side of Florida, so it's like 3 hours at least to get to, whereas the Everglades is a bit closer. So the only reason we haven't done the Everglades this time is because Ben is only here for like 2 full days really. We wanted to use that time to actually be here, but that is something we're definitely going to do next year, or I'm pretty sure we're going to do next year. Let me link a tour. This is the tour I was looking at. Obviously I haven't been on it yet, but this is what I would consider. The thing about Everglades and just I think Florida national parks in general, it's all very marine based. So it is good unless you own a boat. You kind of have to do a tour. And with the Everglades, it's those duck boats that go over the water because it's all alligators and stuff. All right, so the other thing we consider doing, like this close to doing, is going to Key West. So let me put on a map of Florida. Key West there's a bunch of keys. The keys, which are islands at the southern tip of Florida, are a bunch of islands connected by this long bridge. It's meant to be gorgeous. I think it takes about 5 hours. However, there's actually a ferry that connects Fort Myers, where we are, to Key West called Key West Express. Key West specifically is like famous because of a couple things. Key lime pie, because key limes, which are indigenous to Florida. Ernest Hemingway lived there and loved it, and it's just kind of like a party tropical town. So we were going to do the Key West Express, which is the ferry. I'll also link that, but it's kind of expensive. It's like $180 a person, whereas driving is whatever. We're also going to save that for next year when Ben can. Now the other national park I want to talk to, called Dry Tortugas, it's one of the most remote national parks in the US. Not the most remote, but one of them. And the reason I bring that up now is because the only way, if you don't have your own boat, of course, to get there is to take a ferry from Key West to Dry Tortugas. Also a very expensive ferry. I think it's like $200 a person, but the ferry includes breakfast, lunch, kayak rental, snorkel rental, and national park entrance. So when you add all that up, I think it's pretty good. So while we're there, I think we will also hit up that national park. And so that's a big reason why we're not doing it this time, because I want to give it the time that it deserves so we can actually go to that national park and not just take the ferry into Key West in the morning and then leave in the afternoon sort of thing. So next year, stay tuned for that video. In approximately 12 months, we'll be back and we're going to do the Key West Express. Go check it out. Go see Ernest Hemingway. Also, a bunch of cats live on the estate, which is really cool, of Ernest Hemingway. So yeah, the rest of my time here, because I'm here longer than Ben, but there's a farmer's market. It's pretty chill. I think we might head to Naples, not necessarily today, just in general. Maybe go to, I think it's called the Ford Estates. It's another historical house here. It's just gonna be this time is gonna be fairly chill. Next year, however, we're gonna do some day trips, hit up some national parks, because I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but Ben and I's goal is to go to all the national parks in the US. Not immediately, it's a slow, long-term goal, but we will get there. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry I haven't been making a ton of videos. Life has just been crazy lately. I kind of talked about it in the beginning. Getting settled in a new country, even though it's my old country, it's hard. It's really hard. I want to see an alligator.
It's always changing. There's shelves, there's miles of walking. It's beautiful. You always see something new. Just love it.
So my mom and dad are what's called snowbirds. So what that means, it's very, very common in the Midwest. Anywhere up north where it's a bit colder, snowbirds, they often rent these condos that you see here, or Airbnbs or houses or whatever, for the winter to escape the Midwest.
Silence in between, one more awkward conversation where we don't say what we mean. We've been distant, waiting on the ice to break. Can we fix this if we get out of our own way? Can't call you up when it's late at night. Can't call it love, but at least we tried. Can't call you a friend when I'm in my head on a downhill dive. it's late at night. Can't call it love, but at least we try. Can't call you a friend when I'm in my head on a downhill dive. Can't call you cruel for changing your mind. I still can't call it a waste of time. I don't know what to call you if I can't call you mine. Bad traffic ain't a waste of time. When you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? It might take some time to change your mind, but maybe everything we can make it right. This take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I never let you go. If I took you for a top-down drive, just you and me and an empty road, maybe I can make it cross your mind. Jump back in, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I know that you've been.
Well, guys, it is my last full day. We are at Lovers Key State Park here in Florida. Good for paddleboarding, kayaking, shelling, beaching, walking, which is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get some last-minute sun. I haven't gone properly into the ocean. I went when we were on Sanibel, but I have not dunked my hair in the water, so that is my goal today.
Like a caution light, I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I'd never let you
One,
go.
2, 3.
I wish I'd never let you
Oh, it's nice, but chilly. Give it a dunk.
Give it a dunk.
Yeah, ready?
I must love you.
1, 2, 3. That was a terrible dive. That was a terrible dive.
Here and dive.
Otherwise, I will catch you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And enjoy these final clips of Lovers Key. Bye.